We made it to NFT London.
Awesome, it's incredible here.
Yay. So we met at NFT.NYC, the town hall. I've told you several times, you gave one of the most passionate speeches of anybody at the event last year. So let's just start with this. Why don't you give me a little insight? Who are you? What are you working on today for anybody that's watching our conversation?
Sure, so Moishe Kaufman. I CEO and co-founder of NFTuence. We're a solution provider for Web3 companies, combines creative, marketing, and development agencies all in one, one-stop solution. I work with brands to utilize blockchain technology into making a change in the world, utilizing it, onboarding people in the most subtle ways so they don't know that they're using technology. Example would be the way Starbucks does it or Reddit. We don't have to have that on-ramp to education. Right. And I believe that blockchain is the most powerful invention since the internet, and it's going to shape the world.
What are you speaking about here at NFT London?
So that's what I want to speak about. I want to speak about how brands can do this properly, and the demographics of people in the space currently who are not necessarily the early adapters that you usually have in a new industry. Anytime any industry wants to scale up, the early adapters fade behind. The customers of a mom and pop store hate the franchise.
Right.
So it's right now with this demographic, it's how to best bring the future, and that's how we can solve that.
Awesome. So you spoke in June at the town hall. People can watch that on YouTube. So we'd encourage people to go check out what you said. You definitely brought a fire to it, but give a little synopsis. What did you cover at NYC in June?
So NFT.NYC, we spoke about the future of blockchain, the simplification of UI and UX, what people need. People want to onboard and educate, and we need to tell people to stop getting scammed. There was a QR code that went up there, right? That was people got rugs at NFT.NYC, and we need more in this. And my whole thing is stop trying to educate.
Well, hopefully it wasn't too bad. I didn't even hear about it. You're the first to tell me, so it couldn't have been that bad. But yeah, there's some nefarious people out there,
people outside also are giving out. They're giving out the QR codes for something, and people just scan in. It's sad to see Bored Ape holders are notorious for just dropping them left and right. Click the first link, and we need to have less of that, less necessary to give education by simplifying the UI UX. And that's my thing, to stop trying to bring more people into this. Everyone who's in Web3, we crossed the chasm. All the early people, they're here. The people who are going to build, they're here. It's the next the people who come in through Reddit, through Starbucks, Ticketmaster. They're not going to join Web3. They're not on crypto Twitter. They're joining in using the technology, and we need to do that by going back to basics of how do we make the user experience the simplest, and we do that with making it the non-custodial wallets that you join into, sign up with your email, the simple sign-in. And that my take was, you look at a summary would be the Google Maps algorithm. We all know how to go from point A to point. We don't know how the algorithm works. And it's make that functionality that simple across blockchain. It's the interoperability. I don't need to worry about chains. And we all accept all the bumps and hurdles. Your parents won't, and the general public doesn't want to dive into it.
So before we wrap up, you're based in Israel, is that correct?
Correct.
And so what's the Web3 ecosystem like currently in Israel? And tell us what makes that community different than here in London, or different than New York or other parts of the world.
So Tel Aviv is the startup capital of the world, and there's so many cool events happening there. Everyone there has startups. It's a different mentality. It's a different grind. It's a hustle. It's that I need to win. And you get that VC money, and you have your runway, and you need to build something before your runway disappears. And it's a different mindset that I've experienced than anywhere else. I spend my time between Tel Aviv, between Israel, and then Europe and the East Coast. Got to head over to Florida in a few months for all the events down there. And it's just the mentality that I see there is we need to make it. It's a hustle, that it's a grind that is unmatched.
Yes. So glad to spend time with you, as always. I hope you have the most extraordinary event that exceeds your and your partner's expectations here. Till next time, my friend. Till next time.